Hi, my name is Rebecca Patterson, and I'm the principal cellist of the Waterbury Symphony Orchestra. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the cello, but just in case, I wanted to be sure that you knew that the cello is part of the string family, which includes violins, violas, cellos, and basses. And the cello, of course, is larger than the violin, so we have the lower sounds. We have the lower string sound. And I'm going to grab my bow over here. This is the other part of our instrument. And you can hear we can go quite low. But we can also play higher, not as high as a violin, but higher. And so the cello is in a wonderful range to do two things. We can sometimes play the bass line, or we can play melody. And that melody is going to come back in a few minutes. Today I'm going to play a piece which uses melody. And so there's a wonderful piece called Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns, a French composer. And in this piece, it's meant for orchestra, and you go through different animals, and each instrument, or many instruments, will represent different animals. And the cello has the movement called the Swan, which is beautiful. And it turns out that it's actually written for cello and piano. So even though it's for orchestra, in this moment, it's just the cello and the piano. And what happens is the cello is representing the swan, and it's smooth, it's graceful. Imagine a swan just gliding on top of the water. And then the piano is representing the water. And the water you'll hear is a constant rhythm. It's fast, sort of fast. It moves like a current, but it's not energized and driven. It's moving, but it's kind of flowing in this way. And so it's a constant flow, and the swan is just going right on top of the flowing water in a very smooth way. It's calm, it's beautiful, and the main theme is very famous. It's so you'll hear that, and that's the cello by itself. And when in a few minutes I'm going to play it with the piano, it's going to be a recorded version of the piano that I'll have to play along with, but you'll hear that flowing part in the piano in a minute. Okay, well, anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Leif, and like Becky, I'm a musician. And my job here today is to recite a poem that goes with the music that Becky's going to be playing for you, a piece called The Swan. Sounds are sounds, but sometimes you put them together in the right way and they turn into music. And words are words, but in the hands of a really wonderful author, they can be changed into poetry. And musicians love poetry because it expresses more than just the words. It expresses feelings, and the same is true with music. Now, poets like to do all kinds of things. They like to rhyme words together so they have a kind of nice flow. And they like to use really beautiful words, very expressive words. But sometimes these words can be big and maybe even a little complicated, but very beautiful nonetheless. So for reciting this poem, I am going to use Leif's Guide to the Big Words. So here we go. The Swan. The stately and beguiling swan glides slowly on the lake, with little but a ripple in her evanescent wake. Although she has no song to sing, no words that she can say, she's perfectly exquisite in her aqueous ballet. The swan is grand and glorious. She's poised at every turn, epitomizing elegance no other bird can learn. Though some may say she's just a swan and fairly commonplace, she's positively nonpareil at demonstrating grace. Thanks for listening and enjoy the music. Bye-bye.